Welcome to my little corner of the universe. My name is Belle. I like to share intuition type things. I do a lot of cards, and I also do some music sometimes. Like this morning I was playing a couple ukulele songs, which was really lifting my spirits. So a little bit of everything fun in my little corner of the universe that I share on YouTube. Today I want to start off with some Reiki. And I wanted to mention that I'm going to be using a couple of Reiki symbols. And interestingly, the symbols are kept private, but I don't think you'll be able to tell exactly which symbols I'm doing because one of them is really long. But I just wanted to say, like, if anyone's interested in the symbols, and you should just get attuned to Reiki, and then, the symbols will be shared with you. So it's always kind of interesting to think about something that's kept more private, because these days, like, not that much is private. Most stuff is online. But there's some really great Reiki courses on Udemy. It's like a e-course site online. So I really recommend taking Reiki on there. If you want to. I used to think that you have to do Reiki in person, but I really enjoyed some of the online Reiki courses. I did Reiki 1 and 2 in person a number of years ago, and then I did a couple of the first part of Reiki 3, and then I couldn't finish the whole section of Reiki 3 because no one was offering it. So finally I did all of Reiki 3 online, and I really enjoyed it. And then I also took Karuna Ki Reiki online, and this other level called Reiki Grandmaster, which sounds very official or something, but it's actually mostly based on a lot of additional symbols that you can use. So, okay, so let's just get started, I guess. So this is going to be kind of like this fun video where we do Reiki, and then I'm going to do some cards later too. So just get comfortable and just see if you can notice any energy, or just get into almost like a meditative state. And the symbol is so long that I have to have a cheat sheet. Okay, I'm going to start the Reiki. Just take some deep breaths and let them out if you need to. Okay, take a few more deep breaths, and that will be all the Reiki for right now. Thank you. For people who don't know, Reiki is a subtle energy. It's like a spiritual energy with the intention of healing, and it's very subtle, so that it's incredibly gentle, and it can only be used for your highest good, and it's only used like with your permission, and it's very, you might not notice anything because it's so incredibly gentle, and it always goes where it needs to go, for your highest good. So there's nothing to worry about. And of course, like, if you're not interested in it, it just wouldn't, it's not like, it's very gentle, so it's nothing that you have to worry about. Like, it's a very high vibration, gentle energy that's has the intention of healing. That's how I would describe it. Because like what I think of sometimes is like, what's the difference between Reiki and Chi or prana? And that's what I'm not sure about, but I think it's probably Reiki is within the realm of like Chi and prana, but maybe with a little bit more of a healing intention. But I'm still exploring, so that's kind of how I would say it, but I'm not sure if other people have a different idea. I don't know, it's like this really cool spiritual energy, and once you get attuned to it, especially in Reiki 2 and onward, you start to get a little bit more intuition, and it's just like very nice. Like, if you're meditating, you can do like a little Reiki on your heart chakra. Just, you can do Reiki for yourself. So if you have any interest in it, I really recommend finding someone you resonate with and getting attuned. It's really beautiful. I was a little bit hesitant before I got Reiki because I thought that I had to buy into something that I wouldn't necessarily believe in. But I don't think that's true. There's a lot of different Reiki practitioners. I think the only thing you have to have is good intentions for everyone. You have to just want to have Reiki for the highest good of everyone. I think that's the main idea. And then, I guess, be interested in subtle energy to some extent so that you're at least a little open to it. But, you can learn as you go. Okay, so that's our Reiki that we started with. And I've got a couple of decks of cards here. I've got Angel Answers again, which is just like so fun. I might draw 4 cards. There's someone on Instagram who layers like 4 cards of Angel Answers, and it's really cool. So maybe I'll try that. Then I have not actually done a reading. I remember I did an unboxing of this. I have not done a reading of True Heart Intuitive Tarot yet. So that's ridiculous. Like, I need to do a reading with this one. And then I haven't pulled this one out recently. It's Beautiful Creatures Tarot. It's not very diverse, I must say. That's my biggest criticism of this deck. So it's like, I don't think there's any diversity in it, hardly. It's a bunch of white girls. So that kind of bothers me, but other than that, it's a really fun deck. So I think there's like one Asian character and one character who might be from India, but I don't think there's any African Americans portrayed in this deck, like, whatsoever, or anyone from like different parts of the world. So I don't know, I feel kind of torn about this deck because it's really cute and weird and fun, but I feel like if they redid it, they should be more inclusive and try to like broaden their scope, or broaden what they're, like, I don't know, it's just like, you read these things about like people really are having this back and forth with what they see in the media. We need to portray like everyone, so everyone feels like part of this human community even more. So with all that said, I don't know, like, hopefully they redo this deck to a certain extent. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't think I'm wrong, but because I was really looking for it, I was like, okay, this is like a deck that's kind of based on these weird little Caucasian girls, and that is like the majority of the deck. So, but maybe we'll come up with cards that are different. So I don't know, tell me, would you not use the deck at all if you notice something like that? I'm kind of on the verge of not wanting to use it that much, but it's kind of, the thing I like about it is that it's really weird. It's almost like this like weird cutesy gothic thing. But let me know in the comments if you think it's something I should like kind of boycott until they change it a little bit. Sorry, dropped a card. But the thing I like about it is that it's this gigantic, almost like an oracle style, but for this gigantic tarot deck. So I like that about it, but I don't know. It's like, Now I feel like I shouldn't use it, but we'll see what comes up. It'll be an experiment, and we'll see if there's any diversity that comes up in the cards or if I'm right about it. Okay, we'll shuffle some cards. So like I said at the beginning, I've been doing a lot of music recently, and it's really uplifting, so I really recommend. I know people are getting into music during the pandemic because it's something you can do on your own in many ways. So yeah, I really recommend if you have any instruments or if you want to get an inexpensive ukulele online or something, I really recommend music. It's just really good to lift your spirits. The harp is something I want to learn how to play. I have a harp back there. You can't really see it. It's that dark case back there in between the shelves. But so that's going to be really fun. So my instruments that I play are, I grew up learning how to play the piano. So I play the piano. And I also played the cello when I was growing up. Although it's always been an awkward instrument for me. I can play it to some extent. And as a young adult, I learned guitar. And more recently, I've learned a little bit of ukulele, and I want to learn the harp. So it's just like so much fun. It brings so much joy to life that I really, I always think people should, if they have any inclination, just jump in, get a guitar, an expensive guitar or ukulele, and just see what they think. And just write songs too. Like, be creative. I feel like it's better to be creative than to feel like there's some type of structure that you have to follow in music. Because, like, I grew up with piano and cello being more on the classical music side, and there's a snowplow outside, that's what that is. But classical music is very rigid, very structured, so I don't necessarily recommend, unless you're really drawn to it. Classical music is kind of a bust to me because of how rigid it is, but if you can do your own thing with it, that's fine. Okay, I'm drawing 3 cards with this purple Beautiful Creatures tarot deck. Let's see what we got. It also has this cool purple edging, which I haven't seen on that many cards, so that's kind of cool. Okay. First card is the Star, the Hope card. So if you've been feeling worn down because of the pandemic or just in general, this card is coming up to show that there's hope. You've got to keep focusing on the highest possible outcome. Like, what do you really want for your future? I know a lot of people are like, we can't really plan that much really good stuff for the future because we've got to get through the pandemic first. But as you're juggling all these worries about the pandemic, try to have some hope for the future at the same time. And just kind of make your really cool plans and follow through with your plans. And there is hope for that. The middle card is the World, completion. So you're getting into a new stage of your life. You're ending one era and you come into a new era of life. That's beautiful. The Star, there's hope, the World, completion. So I feel like the Hope card is carrying you through to this next era, and the World card is showing that you are coming to the end of a certain type of cycle. For me, that would be like I've been on a healing journey, so it's like coming to a little bit of a conclusion on my healing journey, although of course that goes on in different ways. And I've been more like inwardly focused. So now it's time for me to have like an outward expression. So the question for you would be like, what cycle is coming to an end for you and what new cycle is beginning? That's really cool. And the third card is cool, the Sun, clarity. So these are really good cards. All major arcana, very uplifting. The Sun card is a card of optimism, which really goes with the Star card, which was hope. And you see, we do have a character who's based on like a deity from India, perhaps. So I don't know if that counts as diversity, but it's slightly different. Okay. So what do you think of these cards? We've got the Star, the World, and the Sun. They're very powerful cards kind of coming in to uplift our energy. And I really made this horrible introduction for this deck, so now I feel very horrible about this card reading because it's just I don't even know if I should be using this deck of cards. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So again, like if you have any opinion on it that's thoughtful and constructive, please feel free to leave a comment. Yeah. This is what they should do at like award shows and stuff. They should just have these like horrible introductions. It's kind of like when Ricky Gervais was the person who was doing the introductions for people at like the Golden Globes Awards or something. And he would like make fun of everyone like horribly, and then it would just be really awkward because he was kind of like almost half serious, it seemed like. Because this is like my introduction to the cards. Sorry, I'm just trying to like, my eyes look really sleepy. I'm trying to open my eyes a little bit, but I think I'm still kind of sleepy. So I'm just going to make these terrible introductions to cards and then try to get into a reading, and then it just feels very awkward. So, I don't know. Life is awkward sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to navigate, so we're doing our best here. Okay, so the next card reading we're doing is from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. This one I think is made to be like specifically more diverse and like more contemporary and modern. Okay, and the backs of these are kind of interesting. It's kind of like a collage of the different suits. Okay, I'm going to shuffle these. This is my very first... Oh, maybe that's not true. Maybe I've done like one or two small drawings with this deck, but I haven't used this deck very much. And I really like it. My criticism of it when I did the unboxing was that they should feature the artist more prominently on the cover. But other than that, it seems like it's cool. You see my shirt says, just do it, like the Nike slogan. Because I try to keep myself motivated for all my projects. So then, like literally buying some Nike shirts to keep myself motivated. Yeah, kind of a literal type thing. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to draw 3 cards again. 1, 2... let's see, 3. Okay. Okay, let's see what the first card is. Ace of Swords. This is like wielding our mind with like savvy, like using your thoughts to your advantage and being really meditative and savvy about what you are contemplating and your inward monologue. Like being really aware of what you're telling yourself with the Ace of Swords. Second card is 3 of Discs. So 3 of Pentacles or 3 of Discs. I'm thinking of 3 of Cups. This reminds me of 3 of Cups because it's like a celebration and social card. 3 of Discs. I don't remember what this means. It almost looks like this is also not the card of giving and receiving, but it looks like the social card of giving and receiving. Oh, it's about collaboration, I think. Because 3 of Discs, collaboration. So you're using your mind to your best advantage, and there may be a possible collaboration for you coming up. Ooh, and then we've got the beautiful Empress card. Okay, so this is like coming into your own, being confident, having your sense of your own inner power. So the more you can use your inner monologue to your advantage and stay in a good place about what you're allowing yourself to think about and focus on, the more you'll have these like cool collaborations with people, or just like this network of people to share ideas with. And then this is going to help your confidence. You're going to really be coming into your own. That's really cool. Okay, this is going to be like slightly a long video, but let's do some angel answers as well. I'm going to have to share some ukulele songs now that I've talked about that. Probably not in this video, but I might have some ukulele songs coming up on this channel. Maybe I'll write a special song for YouTube. So these are like almost, I call these like psychedelic. They're like so golden and like, I almost feel like they're literally like illuminated or something. Like it's like a neon sign just because the art is so bright. Okay, so let's see if we can find the artist name on this deck. So we have Dorian Virtue and Radley Valentine on there. So it says really small, this tiny, tiny corner. It says illustrations by Marius Michael George. So that's so weird to me because like the art is the most important thing to me on cards. So once again, the artist's name like practically hidden, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if I had my own publishing company and did my own cards, well, I want to do my own art, which is going to be a long road because I don't do visual art that well. I'm just like starting to get into it, which is really fun. But I definitely, if I was publishing someone's deck, I would make sure that people either had like equal prominence or just like really have everyone included. And I don't know, just like the art is such a big part of cards. I just can't get over it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna set these other cards aside. And I'm gonna draw, I said I would draw 4, but let's draw 3 of these as well. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see what we got for angel answers. Improving health. That's awesome. I feel like I got a health card like this recently. Maybe this card or maybe something similar. This is about, like we said with the star card, like staying really upbeat. Like the pandemic is driving everyone nutty, right? It's really difficult these days to stay on a good high spirits. But this is showing that maybe, like who's to say, but just keep optimistic about the health of yourself and your family and the world. Just try to stay semi-optimistic. It's really hard, right? But this is just a card that's recognizing how hard it is and keep focusing on your best sense of health. The next card is wait. Interesting. So if just pace yourself. If there's something that's not working out right now, just like do something else or keep slowly working on it. But you don't want to push something, or you don't want to try to wrestle something or like be like, I have to have this right now. Just like wait for the right timing and things will work out. And the third card is there's something better. Wow, so this really goes with the wait card. So I know for myself, sometimes I try to force things. I'm like, I really want this, but this is showing wait, and there's something better coming along. So don't try to force a certain situation to be something that it's not. Okay, this is a great video, like very much a hodgepodge, like this mix of criticism and Reiki and cards and questions. I really appreciate your tuning in, and I will see you next time. Thank you.